Welcome, everyone, to today's show. Happy to welcome Wind Reel and Print. My name is Kevin.
My name is Ryan, and sometimes this happens where it's like hurting my brain. Anyone that listens to this podcast knows I say it the exact same way every single time because I have a parrot brain. But when Kevin throws the curveball, I'm telling you, I'm like having like a weird aneurysm. Like there's some like mental thing I got going on, like some wire gets crossed. I couldn't even open both my eyes wide. Like they were like
cannot compute.
Sorry, continue with your intro.
I do that for the reaction. Yeah. All that to say, welcome to Babylon, ladies and gentlemen.
We hope you like your stay.
We're doing a short staycation to the 1920s with our guest and tour guide, Damien Chazelle.
Yes. His second love letter to film.
Yeah.
The man
after Whiplash. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Ooh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ryan introduced a new category for us, the cinema singles. Just a way to talk about movies without needing a category.
Yeah, because there were so many that...
we just want to watch movies and talk about it and not need to be thematic.
Yeah.
Because
I think singles are, we love quads, triplets.
Yeah, of course.
Duos.
Not to say those suck or anything.
No.
Yeah.
But
we just want something different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is kind of one of our introductions to that. Babylon has been a movie that we've mentioned in passing multiple times, me specifically.
Yeah.
In different contexts. I think with we talk about directors a lot, and Damien Chazelle has an interesting career trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about film history a lot, and this movie is literally about film history. So it felt like a good thing for us to just dive into, and I think at this point in our podcastness, I think this is a good time to talk about this movie because it goes into a lot of things that we've kind of talked about already, thematically, story-wise, XYZ. And that's our intro.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it.
Yeah, exactly. And just to give without reading it, the synopsis, it's a movie that follows the beginnings of the film industry.
Yep.
It shows kind of the chaos.
Mm-hmm. Ensemble sort of protagonists.
Mm-hmm. It has that Altman kind of bring in a lot of different people, kind of come and go and all of those things.
Sure, yeah.
But and then follows the transition from silent to sound films. That's the big thing.
Sure, yeah.
The Artist being another movie that uses that as an example, and I think I'll probably mention a couple of times, but in a different context, this movie feels a lot like Boogie Nights. And have you seen Boogie Nights? No. So Boogie Nights is about the porn industry.
Yeah.
P.T. Anderson.
Shout out.
But it is about the transition from film to video
which was very big in the porn industry.
It was huge. It changed everything. Quality changed. All of these things. All of this previous model threw it out the window. And then
without this, there is no internet.
Porn is the first thing to use a lot of these technologies. Yeah, which is just a funny fact of life.
Yeah.
Which is just we were talking about
because sex sells.
Yeah, sex sells.
Yeah.
Oh no. I was just I have to say it now because I'm making a big deal. We were talking about before we went on the podcast, we were talking about smell-o-vision.
Yeah.
And how that might be the next big thing. And I think there's even an episode where we could talk a lot about this. And then
porn.
I was like, smell-o-vision porn. I was like, I don't think so.
Ryan, no.
Oh, it was bad. Ryan. It was bad. But that went into my head, and I don't want... The audience should know that...
No one wants a stinky pinky,
Yeah, I don't condone my own thoughts.
Yeah.
It went there. And I should have done a better job.
Use the redacted button next time.
The redacted button. Yeah. I got to add that. I guess that's just me punching myself.
Yeah. It's all good. It's good to have that on record now, though.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. For the record. But Boogie Nights also, in the same way, follows
Changing
a
industry.
giant cast of characters
Oh,
in
cool.
this transition, and then the fallout of that transition.
Right.
Very
Similar.
Yeah, very, very similar. Like those same old stars desperately trying to
Right.
make it work, what they're willing to do to go there.
Right.
And all kind of like leading up to like a scene with a crazy person.
Right.
Just like this one had that too. It's basically like ends up with the Tobey Maguire
Right.
scene where it's just
Oh,
like
nice.
it's
Yeah.
gotten so deep that now this is where you're at.
looping
and
in
the
on
same
itself.
thing happens in Alfred Molina is that same style
cool.
of character in Boogie Nights.
Cool.
Highly, highly recommend Boogie Nights.
Sure.
It's unbelievable. It's one of my faves.
Well, P.T. Anderson does cite Damien Chazelle as a huge influence on his filmmaking. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe the opposite. Yeah, two very very different filmmakers. But I'll say, like, visually, there are a lot of similarities between them. I kind of did feel like camera work wise,
Sure.
it felt similar to me.
Yeah. Because to speak on, I haven't seen Boogie Nights, but in Babylon, the camera work felt like jazz.
Yeah.
Just like involving all these characters. People are walking in and out of their own,
Yes.
like other people's scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. And the editing is so it knows when to hold, it knows when to get quick.
Yeah.
And so that's something I really liked about it was the form.
To speak on like the chaos, to me, this film is like balancing the chaos with like moments of silence. There's just like interesting, like like you said with the editing, it'll be hella chaotic and then it'll like fade into this shot where it's like it feels like 10 seconds before the action starts.
Yeah.
And it's just like an empty hallway. And then people start walking in and stuff. It's like, I love the inclusion of that. Like it feels like a moment where the director says action and then they say rolling and then action and then the thing starts.
Yeah.
Instead of starting at where the thing starts, they're starting where the director's saying rolling.
There's definitely a lot, and I understand why this movie is like over 3 hours long.
Yeah,
because
they're just
it definitely
taking the time.
There is so much just time taken in all of these places,
right?
That for better or worse. Like I could definitely see a 90-minute version of this.
Sure.
Is absolutely possible.
Yeah,
it
you could cut it down.
Yeah,
it just feels so episodic too. Like it'll go into a different chapter, it goes into a different location or space. The wants and needs of the character are different now.
Yeah,
like and it jumps time a lot. To different stages in their career. It just feels like a mad poem.
Yeah. It's I loved the scene where they're filming the movie and it's got that whole big old cast of like character. I mean, like it's the medieval movie that they're shooting. Yeah, where that's kind of happening. At the sunset. That whole like the ticking clock on that where he's got to go run and grab the camera. It was
crazy.
It was a really great little scene, a little pocket of something. And I felt like there was a number of things where they spend a lot of time in these episodes. Yeah, it definitely is episodic. I didn't really think about it like that, but I think that's a great way to describe it. Another one being like it's like 25 minutes just in the like shooting of their sound movie.
Yeah, the first sound movie.
The first sound movie they're working on.
It's like an SNL bit.
It is, and it just keeps going and going.
There's like no story element.
Yeah, and it's just like chaos, absolute chaos, and then it's just like, oh yeah, it was just wild,
so good. And then the DP dies.
Yeah, and then the DP dies. So, question I have for you: remind me, if you wouldn't mind, what are the contexts that you've been bringing up Babylon? I had a hard time kind of remembering what those were.
If I remember correctly, from the 5 times I've listened to every single episode, I think one of them was like Damien Chazelle's career, like relating it to someone else. I forget exactly who, but like, I forget in what context too. But it was definitely like, oh, Babylon is like this movie for Damien Chazelle.
I see, yeah.
And then talking about film history, like I think with one of the Golden Age, or maybe it was the vaudeville one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think there was discussion about Babylon. I can't remember specifically, but there
That's
was
helpful
definitely
for
like
me.
a film history aspect to it.
Yeah. So then to start on the first point, what are your thoughts about Damien Chazelle's career in this? Do you have any?
Yeah, I feel like he's one of those like prodigal sons, you know, like Darren Aronofsky, or like Spike
What's
Lee
another good one? Yeah.
was kind of one. It just feels like not Spike Lee, but Darren Aronofsky and Damien Chazelle to me have like similar careers. Like they hit it off with one big hit, and then they kind of make like interesting movies, but not really like groundbreaking. And to me, just like remaking things that like are cool to them. Like they don't really have a personal they don't really have anything interesting to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're not adding anything new to the equation. I feel like Damien Chazelle makes a Damien Chazelle movie really, really well though.
Yeah.
And he knows what he likes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like I feel like when I look at like La La Land, for example, I don't know if he is like the right person to bring in all these things, you know, because when you, at least for me, watching back on that movie, like I have great memories of that film. And
I do too.
like
Yeah.
emotionally, I know it hits for a lot of people, but like I guess at a technical breakdown of the film, to me, it just feels like your second film. Like it just felt not well manicured.
Yeah.
You know, and so like Whiplash feels like a personal film coming from him. And you can see that in the way it's made, in the way it's shot, the acting and everything. Like definitely the direction of the film is like Damien Chazelle.
Yeah.
And so I was always like, I feel like he's just, and then First Man wasn't even like marketed as a film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just felt like he's not as like hot as people made him out to be at the beginning of his career, you know? He hasn't really sustained. And then watching Babylon, I was really underwhelmed when I saw it in theaters for whatever reason. I just felt a lot of the same, like, oh, it's sloppy. It's not like super well manicured,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And I still felt like that watching it. Like that, there were certain dialogue scenes where I was like, this is funky.
Yeah.
Or like the certain camera elements were like really, really student filmy to me.
Yeah. And that was what I like. There isn't I don't know a better way to put this, but it has that kind of film bro kind of quality to it. And I think that's just kind of Damien Chazelle, even the comedy of it.
Right.
Like from starting off with just like the elephant shitting like crazy. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Like
What am I stumbling into? Yeah, exactly. Like that's the humor. And in a way, yeah, it is. Like there's
humor.
plenty of that kind of humor throughout. So it feels very much like, yeah, Damien Chazelle is making a Damien Chazelle movie for like a certain demographic, which I don't think he's intentionally doing that. I think that's just him.
How it happens.
Yeah. And then even the ending really cemented in like, okay, this is a guy who like did a lot of film theory and and like has a certain idea of films and things like that. And I think like he feels like he's a little important maybe.
Self-flagellation.
Yeah, there's a little not flagellation, the masturbatory.
Self-fellatio.
Yeah. Of it all, where like it feels like really desperately trying to create this thing that is important.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how like Damien Chazelle, with like the last 3 movies he's made, are all kind of like about American culture. Like they all are dealing with like really big American things. I'd be remiss not to compare like in the same class of directors, Ryan Coogler. You know, these are 2 directors basically
Very
the same
American.
age.
Yeah.
Both kind of dealing with American things. I think Damien Chazelle right out the gate with Whiplash, I mean, that is like a titan, like a drum. It is so perfectly taught and well done. So that ship is so much tighter than Fruitvale Station.
Right.
But they've gone in different directions, but both still very uniquely each other. And now here we are in kind of the modern era, and you've got like Sinners, for example, and Babylon.
Right.
And it's interesting kind of where these things, the spring, I hit a spring, where these things
ended up
kind of line up.
Yeah. That's a great comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other
American prodigal filmmakers.
Who some of these folks are, and I know there's got to be plenty. But
Astor, I feel like is one.
That's an interesting thing to think about. Ari Aster, and then
these guys.
Yeah, and then because also what's his face?
Even Eggers.
Yeah, I was about to say Eggers is American.
Safdies,
I think are
Gerwig.
Yeah. Ooh, I like this crop.
I
like this crop of.
There's a bunch
of American filmmakers.
Right.
Yeah, and so Damien Chazelle kind of sits. It felt like a firework that went off really early.
Yeah,
like
the movie,
like his career.
Meta.
Like he really banged with Whiplash. I think for me, when I saw La La Land, when I first saw it, it was hella good. It was so good. It melted me.
Right.
I saw it multiple times in the theater, which is not something I usually do.
Wow.
I know. What the heck?
Whoa.
That and Jurassic Park 3 in 2001.
Great year for film.
Great year for film. A lot of good stuff. Fellowship of the Ring.
I fucking totally misunderstood what you said.
Oh.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter. The audience has no idea. But it's interesting to go from those, and then I think even it was happening then with La La Land, but now I feel like La La Land it's kind of hip to really not like it.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it in a while, and I have a feeling I probably am a little more critical of it now than I was back then.
Makes sense.
But it also just feels like the studio system, like he's getting tons of money to make these movies, but also it doesn't feel like they're really giving him like the marketing or anything for like First Man in Babylon. Like Babylon, I constantly got it confused with Amsterdam because both star Margot Robbie, both kind of like
still call it Amsterdam.
Yeah. Both are kind of like living in the same time period and realm and energy. Obviously,
totally.
The other's a David O. Russell pick.
Yeah.
But came out, I think, around the same time. Or
same year, yeah.
And then First Man just kind of came and went.
Yeah.
And that was it.
People still don't know what that movie is.
And so I'll be curious where
it goes.
He goes from here.
Yeah.
It
Pretty
feels
sure
like he's
the money made back on
Babylon?
Yeah, on ancillary markets.
Oh, you think so?
I think that I read that somewhere.
It just looks like one of the most expensive movies ever made.
Yeah, it was pretty expensive. But I think it was around 70 or 100 or something.
Oh, wow. 70 would be really surprising to me. I'm not sure. Can we see that in do we have to look it up further than Wikipedia? Oh, 70 to 80. Yeah. Box office was 64.9.
Right.
But who knows, movies make it back over the long term.
Yeah.
You just got to be willing, it's a long game.
Pay-per-view and stuff like that.
Totally.
And streaming and whatever.
But yeah, so it was a flop.
Yeah, it flopped.
Yeah, it flopped.
And maybe that had part of it of like this sort of meta narrative that he's not a good filmmaker or whatever.
Yeah.
Got like a hold in the mainstream, and so I feel like that affected how I viewed it. Because I mean, watching it back, it felt like a good movie to me. Like I was really entertained, and I liked all that. I liked the energy. I liked the editing. Obviously, some of the writing was like, but I feel like, sorry, tangent, but it felt like this movie was very fantastical. Like it wasn't taking itself seriously. Like obviously there are moments where he's like romanticizing this era of Hollywood and like dreaming it up and like building it as this really awesome thing. But at the same time, it's like basically everyone dies or kills himself.
Yeah. And I thought that was a great,
depressing.
I thought it was a great line from, I think it was the reporter, who basically was like, in 50 years, someone's going to look back at your films and they're going to feel a connection with you. And I thought,
you're immortal.
Yeah. And there's something very interesting about that.
Right.
And I think,
because that relates to this podcast, I think a lot.
Yeah.
Bringing people back from the dead.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
When we do the Rap Awards,
Right.
which will be coming soon, it's one of those things where it's like, wow, it's so wild to also be discovering all of these films, to be
Today, yeah.
acknowledging all of these things from the past.
Right.
Just really liked that sentiment a lot.
Totally. Totally.
And it brings up this thing I sometimes talk about where it's like, I think people don't really realize, like, there's so many movies out there that they would love.
Yeah.
That they're just like, but instead they're just like hooked on to the like what's coming out thing.
Right.
Or black and white terrifies them because it looks boring.
Or international films.
Yeah. Or international films.
Yeah.
Like, talk about just like closing yourself off to
like
your favorite movies ever.
Right. Or like 3-hour movies.
Yeah, I know.
That's a big one too.
Yeah. All of these barriers that stop people from like really finding the magic out there.
Right.
And
There's some good stuff.
Oh, well, that's saying it lightly.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some, I mean, it's just like, I just feel like as a person, that's the power of movies. I just feel like as a person, like
That's
having watched all these,
ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, it's like, damn, like it's awesome.
So much out there.
Yeah.
The potential.
And so this movie kind of delves into that. I think like one thing that I had an issue with a little bit is I don't know, for whatever reason, I just didn't feel much for a lot of these characters.
Very surface level.
I think the movie itself just feels very surface level, but the surface is great, and it's
it's shiny.
It's energy,
Yeah.
or energetic. It's shiny.
Yeah.
The editing is really fun.
Yeah. That's what I kind of mean with the writing, though, is that it doesn't feel like it's going in depth, and it just feels like it's echoing these themes. It's like, here's the message, here's the message, here's the message, and not being very subtle with it. It's kind of reusing a lot of character tropes too. Obviously, I think that's what he's intending to do, but I don't know if he's adding anything new to like who these people are or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why. I guess that's why it doesn't feel like very impactful.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll be curious if this movie gets a new life at some point. Do you think like people will look back and be like, "Oh, Babylon"?
I think it's starting to, at least from my limited filmmaking perspective, like this little bubble that I'm in. I feel like a lot of people are starting to be Babylon apologists. Yeah. Bringing it back a little bit. Like, I think it is really cool seeing the history. I love the energy of it, and I think what it says about the film industry is really funny. Like, to me, this was an absurdist sort of like take on Hollywood. Yeah. Like, I think to get into it too, like the way the film shows how Hollywood doesn't value human life, like very literally, people dying all the time, but also through the exploitation of these people who are like not proper, who aren't rich, who don't come from like this like higher upper class lifestyle, and like sort of torturing them and like bending them into different shapes and stuff. Like Margot Robbie's character obviously goes through that struggle, but also the trumpet player, I forget his name, and the character. Yes. I think his storyline going with the blackface, was like a really interesting commentary on that.
Yep. Jovan Adepo is the actor's name, and they played Sidney Palmer.
Sidney, yes. Yep. I thought that was like a really interesting tug and pull scene.
You're with the blackface?
Yeah.
I thought that scene was great. I mean, it just, we've seen Bamboozled, for example, and I think like that was a movie that just did it. I mean, it was just excellent. Yeah. Just showing like the degradation and the degrading power of
just the simple thing.
Yeah. And camera is a prison. Right. Like, this is another example of that. And I thought that scene was really, really good as just like and it shows how innocent it seems at first. Like, come on, man,
it's just for the lighting.
This. Yeah, like, it's really nothing.
But the like history and the meaning behind it and what that does to your soul.
Much, yeah. And then it literally is a mask.
After.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, mask. That's a great point. Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. That
you have to fake being someone else to make it in this industry, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so great. I was wondering where that character was going to go.
It felt like a throwaway character from the beginning, right?
It did. It was just like, oh, it's kind of like he's kind of in the band, and maybe he'll like have something to say at a certain point, some like anecdote, because he says like a good line at a certain point, like really the camera should be pointed
the other way.
Yeah. Which is an interesting thing, and you could see how that kind of like sparks an idea in the guy's mind, but then that doesn't really go anywhere. That's more for the audience.
He becomes the thing. Like literally they cut to him being on the show, right?
I guess that's where it went. You're right. Is like he started to look at Sydney differently.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ideas started manifesting.
I thought it was more like a wink at the audience to be like, oh, we're making a movie about movies. But then it does actually do something with it in the story. You're right.
Yeah.
But that's how I took it at first, was like it's a wink, like oh, hey, we really should be looking at what's going on.
Like at the people watching the movie.
Yeah.
You went like next level.
I was like going super meta. I'm like, hey, if you're making a movie about movies, you should do that.
I mean, that's a good critique of it. Yeah. Of this movie is like it doesn't really take the chance to go meta.
Yeah, and I think like I want to watch the Muppets take on Babylon.
Right.
You know, like the Gremlins take on Babylon.
Right.
Like there are places in cinema history and style that can go there, and I do want to see so much more on that, and that's why I love movies about movies. That's one of my favorite genres.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, there are some points where I kind of wanted some points to turn up, but I do like that it didn't want, like, it wouldn't have been Damien Chazelle if he kept it muted. Like that's what I think. Like I've never seen First Man. Have you?
No.
It seems
muted.
Like it seems like it's like takes itself so seriously.
Yeah, like it's a movie.
Yeah, like oh man, Ryan Gosling is being so stoic right now.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And this isn't that. This feels like it has life.
Right.
La La Land feels like it has life.
Right.
Whiplash feels like it has life.
Yeah.
And that just feels like a Damien Chazelle thing is like, all right, he's going to pump it up. It's going to have like this certain kind of level of something. Music. Yeah, like we have clearly labeled asbestos bags like for the joke, and they're pouring it like snow on the actors. Like things like that where it's like, oh my God, yeah.
He knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I feel like he's his realm is like the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
It feels like, because his best movies come from that kind of space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen his first movie?
Not Whiplash?
Guy and Madeline on a park bench.
No, I have not. No.
Yeah, it was like shot on 16. Yeah. It's like shot on 16, black and white. It's basically like
was this pre-Whiplash?
Yeah, pre-Whiplash. Okay. I think film school
post the short.
Pre-Whiplash short.
Oh, pre-Whiplash short even.
I think. Yeah.
I guess that would make sense. Like the Whiplash short was kind of like a pitch sort of thing. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So
that was, I think, Sundance.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. Whiplash.
Got it. Okay, so this first film.
Yeah, it was like self-made, kind of indie vibe, kind of mumblecore musical, I would describe it as. The editing and everything. And kind of reminds me of Babylon, just like with the story style. It's very like episodic-ish. The music is very heavy. And the characters are a little wild. And yeah. It's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Damien Chazelle and Mark Webb. You know, I would say there's a similar, like 500 Days of Summer feels like it could be a Damien Chazelle movie.
That's very interesting.
You know, like there's something about that where it's like,
I would love to see like a Damien Chazelle version of like a rom-com.
Yeah.
I guess La La Land is sort of like that.
Yeah. But an interesting thing that just popped in my head. They feel very similar.
Yeah, that's a great comparison.
Yeah.
Music, the editing style, kind of episodic in those realms as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, DoorDash is close.
Sweet. Well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty good. I feel like I said all my
Right on. So we'll probably be mentioning Babylon again in the future.
Yeah.
So now, at least I can now say something about it.
Sure,
so
yeah.
thank you for the opportunity.
We can
Adding
watch
it to the
First
list.
Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Now we got to watch. We'll do a Damien Chazelle episode
Sure, yeah.
after we do all
That
of
seems
these.
appropriate.
Yeah, I that definitely feels like I would love to become a professional, I guess, to say it like that, of modern day directors of like this certain like
Go off.
group.
Yeah.
And we are lucky enough, obviously, well, to be alive, but to be living in this time where we're watching these people grow and change.
Right.
And it's something to look forward to
Right.
as these years progress. And,
Totally.
so yeah,
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
It's on the list.
Cool. Okay, folks,
Bye.
that's a wrap.
I'm
Bye-bye.
gonna go eat a vegan burrito. Wind Reel in Print is a podcast by Salad Brain Productions. You can find us on Instagram at Wind Reel in Print Pod. You can also find us wherever you get your podcasts. And please, if you like the show, leave a rating and review. We'll see you next time.